hate not being good at something? What do I actually want to accomplish in this life? If we believe we can do something, we will. Hi everyone, welcome to my first journal entry. I am so excited for today's video. You know, I've always been a journal girly because I feel like writing really is the thing for me in terms of just understanding my feelings, understanding my emotions, and just understanding myself. And you know, I never really tried to do in video form, so I thought, since I like to sometimes journal some specific topics and stuff like that, I thought it would be interesting to ignore the wind. I thought it would be interesting. I really like to share what I think. I like to know people's views, and everyone has different views on all topics that you can think of. So yeah, that's why I'm here. So as you saw in the title, today's topic is about fear of failure, which I think all of us suffer from it. For me, I'm literally the personification of fear of failure. Like, I'm not even joking with you. My whole life, I've just been trying everything and anything. You know, I've tried sports, tried so many different types of art forms. Like, I don't know, I've tried taekwondo, I've tried volleyball, but then I've also tried painting and drawing and making music. I don't know, I've done it all. I've done it all. And some of them, I know deep down that I gave up on them because I didn't enjoy them. It's okay to give up if something is not bringing you anything positive. If you feel like you're not enjoying something at all, it's okay to give up, okay? And that's what I did, but some of them, I know I gave up just because I hated the fact that I wasn't good at them. I wouldn't call myself a perfectionist, but I know that I really hate not being good at something. But the truth is, if you're trying something for the first time, you're gonna be bad. You're gonna be bad, and you have to be okay with being bad, because that's how you know you're gonna improve in the future. For example, for me, painting and drawing, those were things I really enjoyed, but I was so afraid to fail that before I could actually fail, I would just cut the activity completely out of my life. And that's not something good. Like, we should be able to try and fail and try again, and it's okay, and it's actually natural for us to do that. You know, I did my master's abroad for 2 years, and after finishing it, I came back home and I started to overthink everything, because I feel like reality hit me in that moment, because until that point, I had been a student. And after finishing my master's, I stopped being a student and I had to belong to society in some way. And you know, I had to start looking for a job and start something, which I was so afraid of failing. I was so afraid to not get a job. I was so afraid to be bad at my job. But you know, the worst thing for me was, what if I hate this? What if I studied to be this my whole life, and now that I actually go and try to do it, and this profession becomes my daily life, what if I hate it? It's not just what if I'm bad at it, it's what if I hate it? What if I spend all these years studying and trying to be this, and then I get there and it's like terrible? For me, it just, at that moment, it meant that if I've been studying for this and I end up hating it, it just means that all these years were in vain. It's like it would be the biggest failure for me. And you know, I did fail, in a way. One of my career options had always been to teach English, because that's my major. I majored in English literature, and I had the opportunity to teach a middle school class. And I got there and I realized I cannot stand these children. This is so bad to say, but I cannot do this. Like, I can't. I realized that it wasn't the path for me. And you know, it's been really hard for me to come to the realization that it's okay It's okay to try something and realize we're bad at it or that we hate it. It's okay. It just means that there's one less option for us to choose, and it's just gonna help you get to what you actually are meant to do. And this made me think, what are actually my dreams? What do I actually want to accomplish in this life? If I could pick every single aspect of my life, what would it look like? On my free time, I like to go to yoga class, and I love my yoga instructor. And one of the recent classes I went to, she talked about believing. If we believe we can do something, we will. If every single day or every single week, every single month, I don't care, if you bit by bit start to do things towards that goal, you will get there. You will. You just have to keep pushing. You can't give up at the first time that you fail. Because if you don't try, you're already failing with yourself. And I feel like people don't think about that. People around us might not know that you failed, but you will know. And believe me, it will bother you nonetheless. No one will accomplish your dreams for you. I went to study abroad because I searched for the universities. I did the paperwork I had to do. I sent in the application form. I took the steps to make that come true. Of course, I wouldn't be able to do it without my parents' financial help, and even my parents being able to help me. If I didn't take these steps, I wouldn't have gone. I wouldn't have studied abroad. If I didn't do the things I had to do to get there, it wouldn't have come true. Another example I can give is I went on a trip last year to Japan and Korea, which I had been wanting to go for so long. The first time I thought about this trip was 2020, but because of COVID, and then the next year was when I went to study abroad, and money isn't infinite, so I had to make choices. But as I was finishing my master's, I was like, I have to do this trip. And during my master's, my parents weren't sending me that much money. They were sending me the money I needed to live, But I was able to go because during those 2 years, I really, even if I didn't have that much money left after paying my bills, I still saved that money. I didn't go on that dinner. I didn't buy that thing I wanted sometimes because I always had in the back of my mind, you want to go on this trip, you have to save money for this trip. And you know what? As soon as I finished that master's and I came back home, 4 months later, I was landing in Osaka. And I'm not mad that I couldn't go in 2020 because I feel like this delay on my trip really played in my favor, because after being abroad, I met a bunch of exchange students and I met people from these countries. So when I actually went on the trip, I was able to visit my friends, and it was so much better than if I had went in 2020. So just think that if your dreams are taking time to materialize, it doesn't mean they'll never happen. Maybe it's just not the right time yet, and you have to be okay with that. Just because it hasn't happened yet, it doesn't mean you're failing. You just have to wait, and trust me, whenever it happens, it will make sense for you. It will make sense for you why it happened in that moment and not 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And when we want to do things, sometimes we just have to do some sacrifices. We have to not do certain things we want to, so we're able to do our dreams and to make them come true. My yoga instructor, when she was talking about this, she was telling us like she's been for years wanting to go to India because of yoga. She's been wanting to go for so long, but she never took the steps to actually make that come true. So when she really put in her head like, I'm going to India, she started saving money, even if it's not a lot. Like, you just have to keep pushing. Every single month, save a little bit. It's gonna add up and you're gonna get there. I feel like most of the times we don't take action towards our dreams just because we're scared. But we have to put that aside, because this is your life. You have to do with it what you want to. And you shouldn't let your fear of something that doesn't even exist yet It might never exist. You can't let that fear take over you. You can't. And you know, me making this video is also me trying to fight my fear. I've been wanting to make content for so long, and I always find excuses for it, but not anymore. That's what I had to say today. Let me know in the comments how you feel about this, because I feel like everyone has different realities and different perspectives, so what I say might not resonate with you, but I would like to know what resonates with you then. Let me know your dreams, let me know what you want to accomplish. Us saying it into reality is just one step closer to actually making it come true. Trust me. You know, when I went on that trip to Japan and Korea, I was telling my friends, I'm gonna visit you in October. And I had 0 hotels booked, no flight tickets booked. I had nothing booked, but I was like, I'll be there. I'll see you. I was making plans with everyone because I was just in my mind, I'm like, I'm going. I don't care if I don't have everything set up yet. I'm doing this. And you have to think the same way, because that's the only way we can actually make things come true. I hope you enjoyed this video. There will be a lot more to come because I have a lot of thoughts. I'm also thinking of talking about my experience abroad and also my experience coming back home after being abroad for so long. I feel like some people might resonate with that. Thank you for watching until now, and I'll see you on the next one.